All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show, coming to you from both California and Alabama. My name is Squatch, I am in California, and his name is Denton, he's in Alabama.
Yes, I'm in Alabama. Pop quiz, asshole.
Yes?
You have 7 minutes before it hits. What will you do?
I don't know.
And by the way, for those who are too young to remember, Pop quiz, asshole is a reference to a movie called Speed with Sandra Bullock. Take off your hat.
You didn't even get that right. The quote is, pop question hot shot.
Oh, my bad. I think there's a couple of ways that he said it. Anyway.
Oh, well, hey, real quick then, I got one for you. Pop question hot shot. What number show is this?
145.
Well, actually, it should be 146, but we had an issue with the last show, so yes, it is 145.
Yes. Somebody, and I can't throw rocks because I don't do this tech stuff, somebody erased it after we made the show.
Yeah, I had kind of a lot on my mind, I guess. No, what it is I record the show on a program, and what you have to do is you have to mix the show down to one track, which is what I did, and you save it. Well, I did that, but then I didn't save it onto my computer. I just clicked it off. And about, 2 milliseconds after I clicked it off, I went, oh.
And that's when I got a text. You're not going to believe what I just did. I erased the whole show.
Yes, after him and I spending here, a little over half hour talking about doing the actual show, but then a little bit of prep. So basically an hour or so, just down.
Actually, it took
down
an hour just to make that show because we're having issues.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. And then I get this text from Sass, and I read it to my wife, and we were bellowing with laughter. We thought it was hilarious. So, sorry you didn't get the show last Wednesday, but hey, the wife and I got a fantastic kick out of it.
Yeah, I'm glad I could tickle you guys.
It was funny.
Well,
but
yeah,
here.
So this should be 146, but it's going to be 145. But still, that's an achievement that we've done this 145 times already.
And only erased it once.
Yes.
Well, here's how my day went. And we're going to spin this off into a prepper discussion. Speaking of which, if you want to go and see where we usually hang out at, you'll find us at prepperforums.net. That's where we talk about, you got 7 minutes to the shit hits the fan. What are you going to do? And what should you have done beforehand? And if you want to contact us, you can contact us via our email, which is dentonandsasshow@gmail.com. Did I get it right again?
You did. I'm amazed. That's twice in a row. Last show, he got it right for the very first time, and I was amazed. And then I erased it.
If I say there's no evidence of it. But this morning, I got up. I knew there was going to be some weather today. So I told my wife, get up, get out of bed. It's 11 o'clock. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah. So we head out. We always go to Dothan to go shopping, and we hit Sam's and Publix and Walmart if there's a gun to my head. Anyway, I'm dropping the wife off at the door of Sam's, like I do, because I'm a very good husband. And as she's trying to get out of the car, the alarm goes off on our phones. The emergency things that you cannot turn off anymore. And my phone is connected to the car. You know how that works nowadays. So the speakers on the car is just blurting this. Very annoying. We look at our phones and it just says weather alert. Nothing else. I guess a blizzard's about to get us. But I told the wife, just go in the store. Get to the store. Get to the Sam's.
Well, for all you know, it could have been Godzilla coming.
It could have been Godzilla. So she goes in the store, and I go park, and I'm looking at my phone and I'm thinking, okay, you swipe it and it doesn't give you any more information. Now, this is really handy. Beep, 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 weather alert. Wow, what simpleton made this? And I thought to myself, how can I get information? And I thought to myself, there was a time when we had this thing called FM. So I hit the source on the little screen thingy on the dash there, and I went to FM, and I went to my rock station I used to listen to before I had satellite radio, and it was doing the blasting noise thing, and it said, tornado warning, by the way, if you're in Dothan, you're going to die. I thought, well, that's nice. Glad they told me. The little telephone alert would have been really nice if it told me that, too. And I sat there in the car, and I thought, well, I can go into the building at Sam's, go into Sam's, where maybe I can hide amongst the, I don't know, balloon, whatever, maybe I get a little cushioning effect from the tornado, or I could sit in the car and die. I decided to sit in the car and die. But as it turns out, that the no storm really hit us. I mean, it was a storm, but no tornado. But the wife comes out, and then we go to Publix, and we forego Walmart. We go to the house, unload the car, sit in my recliner, turn on the Weather Channel, the cable news there, and they were talking about a tornado cutting through Alabama, and they showed the satellite, or not the radar, and it was heading towards a place called Smith Station. And when you look at the radar, if you look at radars, down here we look at radars quite often because we have storms, you can see where there's a debris field in the radar. And that means that that's one heck of a storm. That's a tornado that's going to smash a lot of things and kill a lot of people. And the fellow said, if you're in Smith Station, Alabama, you have 7 minutes. So from when I heard that, 7 minutes later, people died. So far as 22 people died. But, it takes a while because we're talking rural area. And so it's going to take a while to figure out where everybody's houses were. You can't just go by the Smith Station town. And so, but the point of the matter is, right then, there was 7 minutes before the storm hit Smith Station, Alabama. Now, where are we at nationally? Do we have anything that would tell us that maybe we have time to prepare for something? Because these people had 7 minutes to get to a storm cellar if they had one. Otherwise, they're grabbing a mattress and heading to the bathtub.
Well, I think that emergency alert system, I mean, if something major were to happen, they would institute it all over the United States, but still doesn't mean it would help.
Yeah, exactly. If it's something major, if it's something national, they would have the same thing blared. And from what I saw on my phone, it would say, what, national alert, you're going to die?
Well, I mean, depending on what it was, I don't... I mean, if nukes were coming, they probably wouldn't tell us at all.
Yeah, probably not. So, and that's what I'm thinking. If you look around, we're looking at India and Pakistan. It seems to be kind of cooling down. I mean, you see some reports here and there that they're still having artillery barrages across the border. You've got Venezuela, which is, it's really swirling down to the bottom of the toilet bowl there. And who knows, because Russia doesn't want us to get involved. Maduro doesn't want to get us involved. We're probably going to get involved because a lot of folks starving to death. You have Ukraine, China, Taiwan. There is a bunch of fuses that seem to be lit. And right now we have, let's run with the 7 minutes. Is it 7 minutes, 7 hours, or 7 days? Possibly 7 weeks. Who knows? But where are you in your preparations?
Well, and something to think about also is 7 minutes is both no time and a lot of time. Because if you are at home getting attacked by somebody and you call the police and there's a 7 minute response time, that's a lifetime until they get there. But when you have a tornado or something barreling down on you or nukes coming out of the sky, 7 minutes isn't that long to grab your entire family and get them to a safe area.
No, no doubt, no doubt. So right now, look around in your house, in your neighborhood, and think to yourself, you had to cough. No, think to yourself, in 7 days, the world that I understand it to be is going to come to a crashing halt. No more society that I know of. Civility's out the window, anarchy, pure animalistic instincts. How prepared are you for that? Now, Sass, you live in a metropolis.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the 7 minutes like you're talking about, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere, because just on a normal day here, you hit traffic no matter what time of day it is. So everybody trying to leave this area at once would just be a nightmare. So I would batten down the hatches here at home and start loading up the old rifles and sit and wait it out.
Well, that'd be the only thing you could do.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I've been in your area. The wife's family is some of her family lives in Dallas. Man, that place is scary to me because there's so many people. It's so sprawled out. You don't have to be in the center of Dallas, the DFW area. Just even the outskirts. You are surrounded by a bazillion people in a bazillion houses, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would be lucky if I were at Hot Nursey's house, because she lives right next to the mountains. So then I could head up into the mountains. But other than that, nope.
No, you two need to get married like tomorrow.
Well, unfortunately, I can't live with her, so there's that issue.
You cannot live with her.
No, it's too far away from where I work.
Oh. Well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, so little logistics we got going on at the moment, but we'll figure it out.
Well, I know you will. But here's the thing. 7 days from now, total crap is going to hit the fan. Now, you still have time to do something to make sure, because I really do think I look around and I see the condition of this country. We have no regard for life. We have no regard for morality. We have no regard for the truth. The fact that we have no regard for the truth is obvious because CNN and MSNBC still has people who pay attention to them.
Well,
okay.
And let's point out also, when this has actually happened on a smaller scale, like Katrina, and a lot of people just waited around. Okay, well, the government will take care of me. How'd that work out for you?
Well, it didn't work out too good. You wound up in a civic center, basically, and got raped.
Well, yeah, either they were on top of their houses waiting for somebody, hoping somebody would come along with a helicopter or a boat and save them, or getting shuffled into an arena with a bunch of people getting mugged, robbed, raped. I mean, there was filthy conditions in there. It was just, no, that's not the way to go.
That's right. So you have time. Let's hope you have time. Let's hope you have time to do all these things. One thing, you've got to have food. Okay. Now, you can Emergency Essentials, Mountain House, Patriot Supply. There are all these different places where you can order pails of freeze-dried food. I've got freeze-dried food. I have some stacked up on my wall over there. When I'm pointing over there, I'm talking about 2 rooms away from me. But that takes water. If it's freeze-dried, it has to be rehydrated. So now you have to have some way to purify water. Well, your Sawyer straws, your life straws, as they call them?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great for drinking water for individuals. But that's not what you'd want to try to purify water with for cooking. I've got a Pro-Life gravity filter water purifier that's Berkey's. You can purify water that way. You're going to need that. But what we also do is we have cases of canned food because they come in their own water. You can also eat those without heating them up. But then again, if you get those freeze-dried sweet peas, they're fantastic just eating them out of the bag. I'm telling you, they're great. It's better than candy. Other thing you're going to have, besides water and food, you better have some firearms. Because if you don't have firearms, guess what? That water, that food, that's mine. Well, not really mine, because I'm not going to steal from you. but somebody's going to come along and take it from you.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Just think of, I don't know about everybody else where they live, but where I live, there are a lot of gangs. There's a lot of criminal activity has been going up lately. So if something bad were to happen, all those people that I'm worried might break into my car or something like that, now they're going to come break into my house because they want food, water, medical supplies, whatever. So I better be ready to protect myself and my family.
Yeah, and the things that goes on in any big city on a day-to-day, just regular, routinely, think about when there's no longer a rule of law. Katie, bar the door. Well, don't even bar in the door. They're going to kick it through. So you better have it. Now, look here. Here's another thing. Some friends and I had a discussion about this, now years ago. The urban Utes aren't going to leave the city street lights when the sun goes down. In other words, they're not going to go into the rural areas. Bullshit.
Well, if they're looking for stuff, yeah, of course they're going to go head that way.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have the notion that the city kids aren't going to go in the woods because they're afraid of the woods and the woodsy people. You're going to be surprised to find out that a lot of these gangs have intentionally placed gang members through the military so that they will be combat ready. And these kids go through basic training, AIT, which is the individual training for whatever specific job they were going for in the military, which is probably combat related. They did 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, and they come back into the gang, and then they train the rest of the gang members. So these aren't going to be just average city kids who are afraid to go into the woods. These are going to be well organized people who are going to be ready to go into the woods to your farm, take your wife, your daughter, and your food, and kill you. Now, here's another thing. You got rifles, you got ammunition. Can you see in the dark? You better be able to see in the dark, because that's going to be a force multiplier right there. Do you have night vision? If you have night vision scopes, thermals, you're going to be able to see them. And hopefully they don't have it so they can see you as you're seeing them. That'll suck. But if you can get in the military grade, don't turn on the civilian grade, don't turn on the little infrared light on your night vision scope, because that is a beacon for everybody else who has night vision. There you are. And they're going to shoot for that light, and then, well, it didn't do you any good. So you've got a rifle, you have ammunition, you have weapons, or you have water, you have food, you have night vision scope. Let's pretend that there's going to be enough time for you to get a suppressor. I know. I think it's a stretch, too. I've got a friend that's been waiting for his approval for his suppressor for now 10 months. Okay, but let's say that the world keeps on spinning normally for long enough for you to get a suppressor. Don't sit there and be waiting for the Hearing Protection Act. It's not going to happen. Not gonna. The government does not like giving up its opportunity to take money from you. And that's what the stamp is. Okay, it's $200 stamp to get your suppressor. That's $200. They know that it means nothing for safety of people. Nothing. You having a suppressor means nothing to the safety of other people. But what it does mean is $200 in their pocket. And they're not going to give that up. So stop pretending like they're going to pass a Hearing Protection Act. It's not going to happen. Go ahead, buy the suppressor, pay the stupid government $200, obtain your suppressor, because guess what? That suppressor is going to make it where if you have subsonics that you're shooting through your rifle, it's extremely quiet. And even if you're using regular rounds, the suppressor muffles the explosion sound, and then the sound afterwards is the, what do you call it, the bullet breaking the sound barrier. Okay, and every time it passes by something, that sound bounces off of the wall, the trees, or whatever. So whoever you're shooting at, it's going to cause them a lot of problems trying to figure out where that rifle bullet was shot from. So even though they hear it, it doesn't help them much. So get these items. Okay.
Well, one of the
I
big,
don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, one of the big one that I thought of right now that most people probably don't think of is today in our society, we have a huge problem with drugs. Trump's mentioned it before. We have an opioid crisis, and a lot of people think, oh, that's just druggies on the street. But no, it's not. A lot of people are being overprescribed drugs from doctors, and so your neighbors might have an opioid problem, and you don't even know it. Well, if everything shuts down and they can't get their drugs, what do you think they're going to do? They're not just going to kick the habit. I mean, if you've ever seen anybody try to withdraw from drugs, they can get pretty violent trying to get what they want to get. So that's
these people on SSRIs even.
Yeah, that too. I mean, but it's just that's something that people I don't think about most of the time, and something like that can get very dangerous very quickly.
So you're living in a very potentially violent world.
I mean,
we're
really
living on a shoestring.
If you really think about it, our entire society is sort of built on this teetering. I mean, so far we've been able to keep the plate spinning, so to speak. But if we start missing one plate and they start all falling down, we're going to have some trouble.
Now, we were talking about this on prepperformance.net about the India and Pakistan. Some folks saying, well, okay, no big deal. If they fight, then it'll just be some dead Muslims for the most part. Who cares? Well, that's a very crappy way of looking at life, to be honest with you. But on top of that, that will not be a war in a bubble. Okay? Everybody has allies. And those allies have allies. And crap will downhill spiral very fast. And so if that area goes up in flames, it will be... First off, your 401ks, everything, the economy, the markets are going to crash. So it is not a bubble. Okay? We are so interconnected nowadays. It will not take much to make so much of a mess of the world. It won't be funny. So right now, do you have 7 minutes? Do you have 7 days? Do you have 7 weeks? All I'm saying is, tomorrow, when you get up, if you have time before you go to work or when you get home from work, think about this and get stuff for your family. Prepare. Because things are very, very... Look, they had 7 minutes in Smith Station. Sure, they could have had all the beans and bullets in the world and the tornado would have smashed through it. But the point of the matter is, get prepared. You have every reason to prepare and no reason to sit back and watch TV and play video games. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
now,
I mean, you can do both. You can prepare and sit back and watch TV. Just don't sit back and watch TV quite as much.
Well, that's true. You can watch TV while you're buying it from Amazon or Walmart or whatever. Absolutely. Hey, nowadays, you can prepare while watching TV. Sass, you're brilliant. You're a genius.
I am. I am.
Well, that was our public service announcement. Now, do we have anything fun?
Let me look through my fun pages here. Yeah, actually, I do have something. Well, it's kind of fun. But something I just found while we were talking about this, I breezed by it before and I didn't talk about it, but I thought maybe this would, because like what you're talking about, being prepared, not only having all the stuff, but having the right mindset is going to be very important. I mean, there's people that could have everything they needed and just totally lose their mind when it happens and not know what to do, and it's really not going to do you any good.
Well, do you have any idea how many times I've watched Rambo? The whole franchise.
All right. Well, as long as you can tie a thing around your forehead and you got a big old knife, you should be good.
And crash a Huey and all that kind of stuff. Or shoot a law rocket out of a Huey.
Exactly.
I can do this because I watched how to do it.
But no, this story right here, and this is kind of proves what I was talking about. Man survives on Taco Bell sauce packets while stranded in the snow for 5 days. Now, obviously, this guy had a will to live if he's just going to live on Taco Bell packets. A man who became stranded in Central Oregon for 5 days says he was able to survive by eating taco sauce packets and occasionally using his car's heater to stay warm. Jeremy Taylor, 36, was last seen on February 24th getting gas in Sun River, Central Oregon, where they've been dealing with a series of snowstorms in recent weeks. Fortunately for Taylor, a snowbeeler out enjoying the fresh powder happened across his stranded Jeep. On March 1st, Sergeant William Bailey, the spokesman for the Dutchess County Sheriffs, said the rescue teams had to use a large snow tractor to bring him out of the woods. So, I mean, it's not a bad idea to have a little something in your car also. Maybe a couple energy bars or something if you don't want.
Okay, it wasn't just him. It was his dog, too.
Yeah, there's a picture of the dog.
Yeah, now the question is, what did the dog eat?
I guess
Was he chowing down Taco Bell sauce?
I bet you if that dog got hungry enough, he would.
So all those little packets in my center console of my car might save my life one day.
They might.
Wow. Well, that's good to know. I'm not going to clean my car out.
Now, as far as fun goes, this is it's sort of fun to think about, but it's kind of sad at the same time. We got good old Alexandria Argentina, is that her name? I don't know. AOC.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Andale.
Yeah, that one. Talking about her new Green Deal. It's going to cost trillions of dollars that we don't have. And she wants to tax the crap out of everybody, right? Right. At least rich people. This guy, Bryce Harper, is a baseball player for Philadelphia Phillies. He just signed for $330 million over 13 years. I mean, ton of money, right? Just for smacking a ball around. Business opinion piece. Wow, this is written. Oh, okay, I'm reading that wrong. Sorry. But anyway, if the Socialist Democrats have their way, close to 90% of his work will be for free. The article calculates just how many catches and throws Harper will make for the federal and local state governments every year. His contract works out to be worth about $26 million per year, which, if he took the standard marital deduction of $24,000, he would owe the government $9.5 million per year. Those numbers, however, do not reflect what Harper must pay the states that charge their state income tax for the games that he plays there. So every time Bryce plays against the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants, now this is California because we have crazy, stupid taxes here, the Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres, he is likely paying the highest marginal state income tax in the country at 13.3%, assuming over $1 million in compensation is attributable to his total California away games. So just for fun there, if you guys think this whole, tax the rich thing is good, just wait, because it reaches out and grabs everybody.
Well, there's one thing about him we'll find out. Is he really in love with the game, or is he in love with the money?
Well, a lot of people are saying the reason he didn't sign with Los Angeles, because the Dodgers are always looking for good players, is because he would have been taxed on every game that way. At least now he's only taxed on the games he plays in California.
Well, he's smart.
Yeah, and that's really sad. I mean,
Now,
if you got a state that's taxing everybody so high that you're like, well, I'd like to go play for that team. Everybody knows the Dodgers, but it's like, I'm not going to go play for them because I'll get killed in taxes.
Well, it's a shame. It's a shame what they've done to California. It's a beautiful state with some of the people are really nice. But you guys have let your government go crazy.
Oh, they've gone far beyond crazy.
And if we're not careful, I mean, AOC says she's the boss.
Yeah.
Now, if we let her really be the boss, everybody making over $30,000 a year is going to be paying out the nose for the Green New Deal.
Well, and even here right now, I mean, California is sort of the testing ground for all these crazy ideas they come up with. Right now, they are talking about I'm trying to think. Oh, congestion pricing in Los Angeles County, where they want to charge you extra money to drive in the city of Los Angeles. They're talking about the whole per mile tax charges. They're talking about, and this is a good one, they're talking about changing the carpool lanes to toll lanes. So they're not really so worried about global warming or climate change anymore. It's we want the money now. So they're getting rid of the car. They don't care if you carpool anymore. They just want your money. But they're talking about charging Uber and Lyft drivers. I mean, there's like 9 new taxes in the work right now in LA County.
So by the time they get done with you guys, you'll either be moved out or be walking or bicycling. And if you're walking or bicycling, they'll figure out a way to tax you through the nose as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it's all about money.
You want to know how ridiculous it is? Have you you've probably seen them when you went on vacation or something. They have these little scooters that you'll see parked around the cities.
I usually don't go to cities, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Well, most people do, and you get an app for it, and you slide your card or something, and you can drive these little scooters around, and then you just drop them off wherever you're at, and the next person gets to take it. Well, now they're wanting to tax those too.
No kidding.
Yes. So
Who do they want to tax? The people that's renting them or the owners?
well,
It doesn't matter, because if the owner's being taxed, the price is going to be, the tax is going to be pawned off on you, the renter.
that's what most people don't understand. Yeah, it's like big business. People always say, "Oh, big business, they make tons of money. They can afford it." Well, guess what? Big business isn't going to afford it. They're just going to raise the price of whatever they're selling to you.
And they're still going to make money.
Yep.
So, well,
So good times all around, huh?
I guess so. Look here, do we have anything fun? Because I don't. Because I was.
Not
Okay, well.
No. Oh, well, you know what? Here, this isn't fun, but it's not sad either. Well, it could be sad for the alligator. A photo of a massive alligator discovered in southwest Georgia was confirmed to be the real thing and not a hoax, according to a spokesperson with Georgia's Department of Natural Resources. You're perfectly safe. These animals exist. They've been here for centuries. They've been existing with people for centuries, and they're going to continue, said Brent House of the a wildlife biologist with the DNR. A farmer alerted the agency after he discovered the massive cold-blooded animal in an irrigation ditch. This alligator was 13 feet long, estimated to weigh between 700 and 750 pounds. Wildlife officials believe the gator was at least 50 years old, but researchers are working to determine the alligator's age. Unfortunately, the massive gator was found to be in poor condition and was believed to be dying. Wildlife officials noticed several injuries, including gunshot wounds. Alligator hunting season is between August 17th and August 8th, although a permit is required to hunt the animals legally. So apparently people are taking pot shots at this thing.
So he is fast enough not to get killed right off the bat, but not fast enough to dodge the bullets. Boy, it sucks for him.
Yeah, this thing's massive, though. There's a picture of this guy sitting next to it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go in the water with that thing.
Yeah. And this is where in Georgia?
Southwest Georgia.
Southwest. Okay. Go to Lake Eufaula, which is on the Alabama-Georgia border. You'll find a ton of gators in there. That feller's not the biggest one out there in Georgia, I guarantee you. But no. They should have made, Look, I've got nothing against gators. I think they make great boots. Okay? And gator tails taste fantastic. But I ain't going to swim with them.
Probably a good idea.
Well, this has been a very fun show. How long have we been on?
32 minutes.
Wow. And I did say once about 38 minutes. This is great. Folks, this was totally impromptu. For those of us in Alabama, that means we didn't prepare one damn bit. But we hope you enjoyed it. Now, look here. In all seriousness, when we say drink up, we're doomed, you're not doomed. That's up to you. You make your choices. And drinking up, probably not a good idea in nowadays times, because you need to be sober and thoughtful and pay attention to what's going on. And no kidding, really, go prepare. And while you're going to prepare, go to prepperforums.net and hang out with us. And we got some pointers for you. Well, somebody does, not me and Sass, because we're pretty much idiots just watching the show there. Anyway, Sass, it's been good hanging out with you again. Anyway, everybody have a good night. Sass, take us out.
Drink up.
We're doomed, even though we're not. Okay. We got to get a new one.
Hey, speaking of which, alcohol for barter items is always good, so have some on hand.
Absolutely, unless you're Slippy. We've had Slippy on the show. Slippy, don't have barter alcohol on hand because you'll never barter it. Good night.
Calling Paris. Come in, London. Come in, New York. Hello, Rio. The bad news is the world is ending. The good news is there's a party, but you better get here quick.